The power of exploring mentally challenging questions is that it can literally change your life. The level of your happiness and satisfaction is directly linked to the depth of understanding you have. And this video is all about investigating some of the most intriguing questions about life. But before we begin this discussion, give us a like and subscribe to this channel if you are interested in these sorts of topics. So, without any particular significance, the first question on our list is, why do I exist? Have you ever thought of it? Is there such a thing as a meaning to life? This is a very tricky and very subtle question. Why would anything exist, and why you in particular? From all the infinite opportunities in the universe, how come you exist? I mean, think for a second. From the beginning of time up until this moment, for you to be born, things had to happen in a certain manner and right in a specific time. You are the result of a trillion number of factors. So my question is, why has life been given to you? The next fascinating question I came across is, why is reality structured this way? Most humans would take everything as given, but have you ever stopped and questioned, why are there 4 seasons, for example? Or why are there other planets around us? Or why gravity exists at all? Why is there water, fire, earth, air, and other elements? Why is there a pattern in everything instead of being random? These are all very interesting questions, and each one of them goes back to why reality is structured the way it is. Another interesting question is, what is life? Like, really, what is life? Have you ever realized how mysterious life is? Many people have tried to answer this question, and everyone seems to have so many different answers and opinions about life. If you really take a moment to think about it, you will also realize that you don't know the answer. At first, you might be tempted to say, "Oh, I know what life is about. It is about living happily." But that was not the question. What is life is not the same as what life is about, but rather, what is this mysterious place? So, think about it. The next question on our list is, what is existence? And why is there something rather than nothing? These questions have been very intriguing to me because I always wanted to understand the deepest truths of the universe. Why do things exist, and why isn't there just a void? Have been in the back of my mind for years. These questions are both very fascinating to me, and I encourage you to start researching the answers if you care about understanding the universe. Moving on to the next question. How did everything come into existence? Is something that many people have tried to answer. The most common theory is that everything came into existence thanks to the Big Bang. But what about what brought Big Bang into existence? Or even better, what was there before the explosion? You see, you can always come with different answers and explanations, such as, before the Big Bang was just heat. But that will go on forever, because the next question would be something like, what about heat? What was there before that? Also, how do we know what we know is another great deep question you can ask. At first, the obvious answer to this question might be that we know things through science and facts. But how do we then know that? How do we know what is science? How do we know what is accurate? Or how do we even know what knowledge is? In the end, how can we distinguish truth from falsehood? The next intriguing question is, does the universe have a purpose? I sometimes find myself wondering about whether or not the universe has a purpose. Do you personally know the purpose of it? If you do, make sure you comment down below and let me know, what do you think that is? Next on the list is, what is reality? And I think that this is the question that almost everyone tries to answer through different methods of practices, whether they realize it or not. From science to religion to ordinary human interaction, everyone tries to come with the best possible explanation about what reality is and how it functions. In fact, entire fields and industries are completely dedicated in exploring this question. So this is something for you to think about more often. Another great question is, if there is anything outside the universe? I have thought of this question many times, and you probably did too. But how can we know that? There are all sorts of theories out there about similar or multiple universes. But if this universe is infinite, how can anything exist outside of it? Wouldn't that be part of the infinity too? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your opinion about it? And lastly, but not least, we have the question of whether or not free will exists. Again, this question has been going around for decades, and still we don't have a definitive answer. You are now watching this video because you decided to do so, or because the decision was purely coming from another place? Or do you find yourself in this particular moment in life, living in the house you live, driving the car you drive, and having the job you have because you've made those decisions, or because everything was meant to happen this way? I guess this is more food for thought for you. So, these are some of the most fascinating questions about life that I personally came across. Let me know in the comments below if you know the answer to any of these questions. Also, if you have any interesting questions about life worth sharing with us, make sure you post them as well. Please click that like button for me if you like this video, and subscribe to this channel if you are interested in exploring deep metaphysical questions about reality. Until next time, stay well.